Hey Irish, this is Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and I'm going to cut a second pair of sunglass lenses for you. Got a pair with the brown lenses, and now you're going to get a pair of G15 lenses for your RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer, color 902, which is the classic tortoise, and the 52 eye size this time. So let me take everything out of the box and how it comes to me in the original packaging. Take the frame out of the case. These are the RayBan cleaning cloth that comes with it. And these are the original G15 lenses, and these are the lenses with your prescription, the G15 lenses that match the RayBan G15 lenses. So we're just going to take out the heavy glass lenses and put in some much lighter weight prescription lenses. So I'm going to pop out your original glass lenses and set them on the counter. And I'm going to take your Italian frame and put it in my Italian Santanelli. This is the LE1000 patternless edger, and I'm going to hit trace. And the first thing that's going to happen is the stylus is going to pop up and trace the shape of the right lens first, and then move over and trace the left lens. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and receive free, clear, single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. If you have vision insurance and you don't need glasses, go ahead and order a really cool pair of fashion lenses. My receipts have my federal ID tax number, which you can use for your vision insurance or health savings account flex dollars. So I'm going to put one measurement in there, program the computer a little bit more. This is being cut for a Xyle frame, which is just an old school name for plastic. So I'm going to take your first lens and I'm going to turn on my Marco 101 lensometer. And these are just +1 reading lenses. So I'm going to put this into there. I'm going to find the optical center and put a dot onto your lens. And I'm going to do the same thing for your left lens now, or the right, since you're the same in both eyes. You just want these as reading glasses for when you're sitting outside chilling, and I'll do that for you. And so I need to attach this to your lens. This is a block. So 3M, the same people who make Post-it notes, make a double-sided adhesive sticker. I'm going to pull that off. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick that onto the block, pull the tape away. Actually, let's turn the light on. And essentially what I'm looking into is optical crosshairs, just like in a scope. I've got a vertical meridian and a horizontal one, and I want to take that red dot that I had on there and put it right there in the middle of the crosshair. I'm going to do the same thing now for the other lens. Put that on there and pull the tape away and drop the lever, and we're good to go. So I'm going to take this lens, put it into the chuck. Actually, let me use this one so I have the stickers on there differently, and hit start. And the first thing that's going to happen is these calipers are going to come down, and it's going to trace the right hand side of your frame to make sure that the lens is large enough to fit in there. It's starting with the rear surface, the back surface, which happens to be the concave surface, and then which is closest to your eyelashes. Then it's going to move forward and trace the front surface of the lens, which happens to be the concave surface. Convex. Excuse me. Scusi. Since this is an Italian frame and an Italian machine that's cutting your lenses. So the actual cutting wheel is down here on the bottom left. It's that lighter color wheel that's going to grind away your lens material, and that wheel in the center of the channel, that's what's going to put the bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the frame. I will have to close the door in just a moment, but I just want you to see as your prescription lens touches down onto the cutting wheel. So you've got a pair with brown lenses in them, and now you've got a pair with the G15 lenses in them. And the G, of course, stands for green. The 15 means that it allows 15% of visible light to pass through the lens. It will absorb 85% of all the visible light, all the visible glare, and only allow 15% of that light to pass through your iris and have the image placed on the back of your retina. So now it's actually going to get the bevel placed onto the lens. And once this stops, we'll take it out and we'll get this inserted into your frame, and then I'll get these mailed to you in Virginia Beach. I know you said some really nice things about the Raleigh-Durham-Chapel Hill Triangle. So you've been here for many years watching some concerts. I'm just drying off the lens. Don't worry, the whole world didn't go blue. But still, Virginia Beach has got to be a wonderful place to live. It's funny how people always think the grass is greener on the other side. It'd be nice if we lived in 1 for 5 days a week and 2 for the other 2 days, or 4 and 3, or however you want to do it. So I'm going to take the lens out of the chuck. I'm going to dry it off so it's not slippery while I continue to work on it. Now you have some rough edges left over from the cutting cycle, so I want to use my handstone, which is completely flat. I could put my finger on it. My finger gets warm due to the friction, but it's that friction that allows me to smooth out any rough edges that are on your lenses. So I'm going to dry everything off now, and let's go ahead and see if your right lens will fit into the frame. I have the frame turned upright, and I have the side I'm working on closest to me. I'm not trying to reach across the frame. I tuck it in on the side closest to me, and then using my thumbs I press down at the nose, and it snaps right in perfectly. So let's go ahead and start cutting your left lens. I'm going to flip this over to left and hit start. And just like before, the calipers are going to come down, but this time they're going to trace the left side, this shape, to make sure everything is large enough to fit. Always starting with the rear surface, the concave surface, then it's going to move forward and trace the convex side of the lens. And because I was rambling before, the actual cutting wheel is down here on the bottom left. It's that lighter color wheel that acts like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your lens material. And then this wheel in the center with that little channel, that valley, that's what cuts the V-like shape, which is essentially the bevel that will fit inside the bevel of this frame. I do appreciate you getting a second pair of glasses from me. I'm glad you like the first pair so much that you decided to get a second. Or do you just have a second house you want to keep these in? Or do you have two-story house? Have one pair upstairs, one pair downstairs, just in case you have a deck or a patio in both locations. So I took the block off. This is no longer needed. Now pull this block off, and now we've got the optical center, which is still left onto the frame, which I'll use for measurements in just a moment. So this is the classic tortoise. Of course, this frame, they've just come out with the color 6012, which is the tortoise beige, and it's actually just a little bit more orange. This is just the classic. The two most famous are the 901 and the 902, which is what you have requested. 901 is the classic shiny black. This is the larger size in the 55, and this is the 52 eye size in the 902 classic tortoise. Both come with the G15 lenses. Got to work on that one next. So as soon as this stops cutting, we'll see about getting this left lens mounted into the frame, and then we'll get these shipped off to Virginia Beach. And can I tell you again, I just love the name Irish. What a cool name. I know you said it was a family name that goes way back hundreds of years. Mine goes back a few thousand years, but it's just not as cool as yours. So, okay, now let's smooth off any rough edges, dry your lens off. And let's go ahead and get your left lens mounted. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner. Using my thumbs, I push down at the nose and it snaps in perfectly. I'm going to take this block off since it's not needed anymore. Pull that sticker off. I want to check for one measurement real quick. We're good to go. So, the other thing I like to do when I'm cleaning your lenses off is mention that 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. The reason why they do that is that 80% of people have one ear that's higher than the other. So if you get these and they're too loose or too tight, or one side is higher than the other, just stop by your local shop to have them adjusted. But I'm going to get them in standard alignment, which is also known as a 3-point stance. Those 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set it on the counter and press down to make sure there is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. I have one ear that's higher than the other. So when I take mine off, mine wobble on the counter. But they sit level on me. So I press down, there is no wobble. I flip them over, there is no wobble. I close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do, and the same amount of tension on each hinge, and there is. So if anyone has any questions about what I can and can't do, I'm just showing you the G15 lenses against the RayBan lens that I came out. How's that for a good match? How is that for a perfect match? Sorry, I can't tell what you were seeing. I hope that you can see the good colors. But yeah, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Irish, I hope you enjoyed watching as I made your second pair of RayBan sunglasses and prescription reading glasses. And everyone else got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.